See this furry guy here? This is my buddy Beans, and he's cute, and he's got a cute beard. But it works for him because he's a dog. You're not a dog, you're a man, and you need to shave, and I can help you do it inexpensively. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/Hooniverse. dollarshaveclub.com/Hooniverse. And you'll get high quality razor blades and razor handles delivered to your door every month for short money. You don't want to look like a dog, you want to look like a man. So go to the website, sign up, get your gear, and get your face in gear. Shave time, shave money, shave your face with dollarshaveclub.com/Hooniverse. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, that's right. Okay, you can go now.
About 40 or 50 years ago, you could find plenty of station wagons roaming the highways and byways of this great nation of ours. They were big, they held a lot of stuff, they held a lot of people, and they served a great purpose. Unfortunately, the term station wagon got a bit of a black eye. Nobody wanted them anymore. SUVs came to be, and that was what folks wanted. Now we have crossovers, SUVs, and all sorts of other things. We don't have many wagons anymore. There are a few automakers, however, making them, and they're making these long roofs in small batches, but with lots of style. Case in point, this is the 2015 Mercedes-Benz E350 Wagon, and I love it, and I'm going to tell you why. So while we would prefer to be rolling in the E63 AMG version, there aren't a lot of those out there. This is the version that you're more likely to see on the streets if you are lucky enough to catch a glimpse of a wagon. Under the hood is a 3.5-liter V6 engine, and even though this is the base car, it's good for 302 horsepower and over 270 pound-feet of torque. That's plenty. Over 300 horsepower is great. It's paired with a fairly smooth shifting 7-speed automatic gearbox. It's smooth shifting if you leave it in the comfort mode, but you get a little bit of throttle lag there, so you pop it into sport and it's a little bit more exciting. The problem is it gets a little bit too aggressive on the downshifts. At the end of the day, this is still a family car, and you'd like it to be a little bit smoother, but if there's no one in the car, hammer it and enjoy those aggressive downshifts. So this is the Mercedes E350 Wagon. And it's about 1 billion times better than a crossover, and here's why. For one, it looks better. It looks infinitely better. The styling on this thing is fantastic. The lines are like a good sedan, but stretched a little bit further, so it just really works well with the eye. This one is no exception. This car looks great in profile, in 3/4. In head-on, it looks good because it's got those awesome daytime running lights up there. In the back, it looks good because it's got really good tail lamps. I keep saying good a lot, but that's because this car looks good. It's just an eye pleaser. It pleases your eye. You have all the room that you would have with an SUV. In the back, you have a flat loading floor, but you also, if you flip up 2 sections, you have another set of seats. This thing will seat 7 people. You gotta be small to fit back there, but that's what kids are for. Cram them in the back. If you don't need those seats, stow them away. And then you can also fold the second row down too. So you can put tons of stuff in there. You can haul wood in this thing if you want to be the the fancy guy at Home Depot in his E350 wagon. With that engine under the hood, you can also haul some ass. 302 horsepower is nothing to sneeze at. That's plenty of get up and go. The 7-speed dual clutch gearbox here also handles all that power just fine. I do wish that this would be the rear wheel drive version so I could have some tail out shenanigans, but I don't have that. This has the 4MATIC all wheel drive system. So again, why it's better than a crossover? You'd be fine in the snow in this thing too. There are a few areas where this car does let me down a little bit, as much as I do love wagons. One is with this center stack area. It just looks and feels dated. They need to make this thing look a little bit more slick here. They have the command system here, which works fine. You know, you can control all the stuff on the menu screens nicely, but the way it looks is a little bit outdated. We need to get a little bit more style there. Another area where I'm not too happy about this car is the price. The base price is fine at $58,000 because this is a Mercedes. You know, it's a luxury car. It has a luxury car pricing. But This car, as tested, is $70,000. That's a ton of money. Now, is it worth that price? That's tough to say. It's worth what people will pay for it, and you know, maybe there's a reason you don't see a lot of these on the road. But at 70 grand, it's a tough sell. You do have the presence though. There's that style. There's, you know, that I mentioned earlier. You've got the 300 horsepower, which is plenty for a base motor. You can step up and drop 100 yards on an E63 and have one of the greatest cars on the planet. But the person buying this car isn't going to balk at that price. That's because, little known fact about Mercedes is that their most affluent customer, it's not the SLS customer, it's not the CL customer, it's not the GL customer, it's the E-Class Wagon customer. The person that buys the E-Class Wagon is the buyer in the Mercedes family of cars that has the most money in the bank. Surprising, yes. But think about it. This is kind of an old money car. This is what Chet and Muffy, Muffy's not a good name. This is the car that Chet and Miffy pack their retrievers in and go to the hunting cabin on the weekend and do very fancy, expensive things in. This is the car that they take to Whole Foods. Actually, is there something above Whole Foods? There's got to be a market that's above Whole Foods that I don't know about because I don't shop in that segment. But that's who buys this car, the very, very affluent, very wealthy Mercedes customer. They laugh at you in your SLS because their vacation holiday home puts everything you own to shame. This isn't just about the Benz wagon specifically, though. This is about all wagons. I love wagons, and it's not just because of that enthusiast slant where I have to like the cars that the average driver doesn't care about. It's not that. I love the idea that you can have so much fun in a wagon and still have it be so useful. My own project car is a 1984 Mercedes-Benz E350 TD, the diesel wagon, which we've ripped the diesel out. If you've been watching this channel, you know that there's a 5.7 liter Hemi going in it. I'm basically creating the original Dodge Magnum. But the idea that it's having your cake and eating it too. That's what a wagon is to me. It's having so much fun in a car, doing ridiculous things, but then packing people in, getting your groceries, making sure your dogs have room. There's so much utility and so much fun. This is the real sport utility. You don't need that big ass Suburban to go do nothing, that you don't do anything with it anyway. All these people have these SUVs that they think they need. They don't need that. This drives better than any crossover or any SUV because it's lower to the ground. It's got a lower center of gravity. And it's just as useful, if not more useful, because of that fact. It'll be better on gas too. I mean, maybe not this one with 300 horsepower as I step on the throttle and do, this is the dumb part, so you do fun things like that. But that's part of what makes having a wagon so awesome. And if you can afford to spend $70,000 on this wagon, it's even more awesome. Of course, this one has some AMG upgrades, like the wheels and the tires, and you wouldn't want those tires in the snow. But I'm not in the snow. I'm in Southern California.